Welcome back to Slow English, the podcast. I'm Sarah, and I am currently holding on to my sanity by a very, very thin thread.
And I'm Jack. I am currently running on, let's say, 3% battery. And pure spite. If you're listening to this, congratulations, you survived another Monday.
Barely. Today on Slow English, the podcast, we are deep diving into the absolute chaos of the workday. We're talking about the grind, the hustle, and the desire to throw your computer out the window.
Which I almost did today. Twice. But before we spiral into our trauma, guys, if you love hearing us complain in clear, slow English, smash that subscribe button right now. It triggers the algorithm and validates our existence.
Seriously, do it. Help us grow the Slow English community. So, Jack, you look terrible. No offense. You look like you've been fighting a war.
I have, Sarah. I have been fighting a war on two fronts. The first front was my apartment at dawn. The second front was the IT department.
Let me guess. Oscar.
Oscar. For those new to the channel, Oscar is my parrot. But he's not a pet. He's a feathered sleep paralysis demon.
Haha. Did we have an early wake-up call?
You could say that. But listen, enough small talk. We promised our listeners a deep dive into the reality of our jobs. Not the textbook version, but the real version. The stress. The deadlines. The caffeine addiction.
Exactly. So, we're going to do something different today. No interruptions. We are going to vent. Jack, you take the floor first. Tell us about the life of a technical support coordinator when everything goes wrong.
Buckle up, everyone. It's story time. So, picture this. The world is dark. It is silent. It is beautiful. And then, at exactly 5:20 a.m., chaos erupts. It wasn't a chirp. It wasn't a song. My parrot, Oscar, decided that this specific moment, before the sun was even awake, was the perfect time to perform a high-pitched, heavy metal opera directly into my ear. It was a full-blown concert. And I was the unwilling audience. Ugh. I'm lying there, staring at the ceiling, realizing that my peaceful sleep is dead and buried. You know that feeling? When you're so tired you physically ache. That was me. So, I drag myself out of bed. I am a zombie. Literally, the Walking Dead. I stumble into the kitchen, brew the strongest, darkest coffee known to mankind, basically rocket fuel, and prepare for the commute. Now, Sarah walks to work, which sounds like a fairy tale. I, however, have to brave the public transport system. I get on the tram for my 35-minute odyssey. I put on my noise-canceling headphones, stare out the window, and dissociate from reality. I'm just watching the city go by, trying to mentally prepare myself for the office. I walk into the building at 9 a.m. sharp. I greet my colleagues, Lucas and Nina. We do the usual, "How are you? I'm tired, me too," dance. Then, I sit down at my desk. Now, I work as a technical support coordinator. Sounds fancy, right? It basically means I am a professional firefighter for computer problems. I sit down, press the power button on my computer, and I wait. And wait. My computer is a relic. It is ancient. It takes so long to boot up that I could probably write a novel in the time it takes to load Windows. It's agonizing. Finally, the screen flickers to life, and I open my email. Boom. The number hits me in the face. 40 unread messages. My heart rate spikes. It's a digital avalanche. I scan them frantically. Some are from my supervisor, some are simple password resets, but then I see the red flags. The angry customers. The crises. We have a quick team meeting at 10 a.m. My team leader, Elena, is talking about optimizing workflow and new tasks, but all I can think about is the mountain of angry emails waiting for me. The meeting ends, and the real nightmare begins. The phone starts ringing. I pick up. It's a client. Let's call him Mr. Panic. Mr. Panic is shouting. His voice is vibrating with stress. He's yelling, the software is broken. My entire business has stopped. Fix it now. Whoa. Now, you have to understand, these people aren't just annoyed. They are emotionally unstable because their work depends on our tech. My job isn't just tech support. It's therapy. I have to switch into my calm voice. I say, I understand, sir. I'm here to help. Let's breathe. Inside, I am screaming. Outside, I am a Zen master. I spend hours navigating this minefield. I'm troubleshooting, I'm sharing screens, I'm listening to people vent their frustrations on me. By the time noon hits, I am intellectually fried. I have to write a report summarizing every single one of these disasters. I list the bugs, the fixes, the emotional breakdowns. It's a document of my suffering. Then comes lunch. Do I go out? No. I sit at my desk, bathed in the fluorescent office light, eating leftover pasta from a Tupperware container while scrolling through social media on my phone. Sigh. It's not glamorous. It's survival. The afternoon hits like a brick wall. The afternoon slump. You know that moment around 2 p.m. where your brain just decides to shut down? That's when I go for coffee number 3. Don't judge me. It's medicinal at that point. I have more video calls, complicated ones where I have to look professional even though I want to curl up under my desk and nap. But then, 5 p.m. arrives. The holy hour. Hallelujah. I shut down the computer. I say, see you tomorrow, to Lucas and Nina, and I run, metaphorically, out the door. The commute home feels lighter. When I finally walk through my front door, I don't cook. Are you kidding? I don't have the energy to chop a vegetable. I open an app, I order takeout from Olive Street Kitchen, and I change into sweatpants immediately. That moment, sweatpants on, food on the way, silence in the apartment, that is the only victory that matters. That is my day.
Jack, hearing your story makes me want to hug my whiteboard. Oh wow. But let's not pretend the teaching life is all rainbows and butterflies. My day starts way before yours. My alarm goes off at 5:45 a.m. It's pitch black outside. But unlike Jack, I actually like this part. It's the only time the world is quiet. I make my tea, I stretch, I enjoy the silence, because I know that in about 2 hours, the silence is going to be murdered by 30 teenagers. My commute is short, just a 12-minute walk. It sounds lovely, and usually, it is. It's fresh air. It's my little mental preparation zone. But once I step into that school building, the clock starts ticking on my energy levels. My first class starts at 8:15 a.m. But before that, the meetings. The meetings. Jack, you said yours are 15 minutes. You are lucky. My team meetings can drag on for 45 minutes to an hour. We sit there, listening to announcements that, let's be real, could have been an email. Seriously? An email. We talk about student engagement and curriculum alignment, and I can just feel my soul slowly leaving my body. It is a test of patience that I fail internally every single day. Then, the bell rings. Showtime. Being a teacher is like being a stand-up comedian, a police officer, and a mother all at once. I have back-to-back classes, grammar, vocabulary, reading. And the energy required. It's massive. You have to be on 100% of the time. If you show weakness, the students can smell it. Around 10:20 a.m., I get my lifeline, the break. And this is where the magic happens. On good days, what I call cookie days, I bring homemade cookies. I sit in the teacher's lounge, eat a cookie, check my phone, and just breathe. It's a sugar-fueled moment of peace amidst the chaos. Lunch is at noon. I am disciplined, unlike Jack. I bring a healthy lunch. Today it was quinoa salad. I eat in the teacher's room, usually grading papers or venting with my colleagues about which student didn't do their homework. Then, the afternoon hits. The enemy. You talked about the slump. Try teaching the conditional tense to a room full of teenagers who just ate lunch. They are comatose. Their eyes are glazed over. It's the afternoon tiredness. I have to become an entertainer. I'm jumping around, I'm playing games, I'm showing videos, anything to keep them from falling asleep on their desks. It's physically exhausting. It's like performing a one-woman show for an audience that really just wants to nap. By the time the final bell rings, my voice is raspy. I'm emotionally drained. But I don't leave right away. I stay until 4:15 or 4:30 p.m., prepping for tomorrow. Printing worksheets, organizing lessons. The glamour never ends. When I finally walk home, that 12-minute walk feels different. It feels like shedding a skin. I get to my apartment, and the ritual is the same as yours, Jack. I change clothes instantly. It's the signal that teacher Sarah is off duty and real Sarah is back. I make tea, again, and I sit in the silence. Sometimes I cook, something simple like rice and veggies, but honestly, my brain is usually mush. I try not to bring work home, but the teacher guilt is real. I'm always thinking, did they understand the lesson? Was I too harsh? But then I remember that tomorrow is a new day, and frankly, I need to save my energy for the next battle. It's rewarding, yes. When a student finally gets it, it's amazing. But let's be honest, it is a marathon, and by Friday night, I am crawling across the finish line.
Wow. Okay. The silence is going to be murdered by 30 teenagers. That is poetry, Sarah.
And your digital avalanche of emails gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
Look, the bottom line is this: whether you are fighting with ancient computers or fighting to keep students awake, the workday is a beast.
It is. But we survive it. We have our cookies, we have our sweatpants, and we have our takeout.
And we have our weekends. Which, by the way, are sacred. No emails, no grading, just pure freedom.
Exactly. Guys, we hope this dramatic retelling of our days helped you pick up some viral vocabulary. We used words like emotionally drained, the slump, commute, deadline, and colleagues.
If you want to practice using these words, head to the comments below. Tell us, what is the biggest nightmare of your workday? Is it a parrot? A boss? A slow computer?
Vent to us. We read everything. And please, don't forget to subscribe to Slow English, the podcast. Click the bell icon so you never miss a new story.
Go get some coffee. You probably need it.
Thanks for listening to Slow English, the podcast. See you next time. Bye.